What's up everybody? So today, before we get into the video, we're checking out our friends over at Yu-Gi-Oh! Limburg and their shop. Who is this? Well, you keep asking me about the Cyber Dragon playmat in my videos. This is who it is. They are based out of Europe, but they do ship worldwide. Very good people to buy from. Slowly building up their page. Newly launched website. You see you can pre-order the Battle of Legends boxes here. They are Card Market Professional Certified Seller. And we have a few different playmats here, an Atem one, the Cyber Dragon one that everybody has talked about and asked about and, well, wanted. And then this one, it wasn't on here last time. I was on the site checking it out when he first sent me it, I don't believe. But I just saw it and I really like it. You got your Ogre, your Ash, your Mourner, your Spooky Dogwood, Ghost Belle in the background, all the Ghost Girls, and even the, I forget her name, the red one. Blood Moon or whatever it is. But yeah, I really like this playmat. Might have to get one for myself. Being said, now that we're done with that, let's dive on into the video. So we're going to start out with some just test hands showing you guys what the deck can do. I do blind second with this deck. So how did it start? What came above it? Cyber with Eyes of Blue. One more quick shout out. Nerd Knights Gaming. Link in the description down below. Come join some fun tournaments, help support the channel. We appreciate it, and everyone likes getting stuff. We do have a free tournament, still trying to fill that up, so you don't even have to pay for your first one. Come join that one, get some credit, and go wild. Cyber with Eyes of Blue. So it started out as trying to mix Cyber Dragon and Blue Eyes, and it was a huge mess. And then it got cut down so small and refined. I called it Eyes of Blue because all the Eyes of Blue cards, and because the Blue Eyes rank 8 is more what it turned into engine is I guess really important, like your eyes, as you would say. Not to get too far off topic, but yeah, we'll get into this and you'll guys see exactly what we're talking about, what we mean here. So with this hand, this deck plays a little awkward. Here you're gonna see we're gonna use Melody, but we're actually gonna pitch our hurts. Yes, you can make your Infinity first and do all that, but then you're gonna have to pitch your Ash or your Overload. But if you pitch your hers, you actually get your Cyber Dragon too. More often than not, I search out my Blue Eyes and my Levianeer, because we'll put 3 lights in grave, well, more than, so then you can get your Levianeer out and bring back your Blue Eyes and go into a rank 8 play with your Infinity, and usually you'll have Union Carrier who you can equip your rank 8, usually Hope Harbinger with the Buster Lock. I do go second with this deck, but I'm just showing you guys some of the going first options, and these were just some hands in a row. I don't want to say it's not a competitive deck, because it is, but it's not even, I don't know, borderline rogue deck. People don't see it coming, and that's the big thing that'll throw them off, especially when you say normally your core and they let it go through, and then you follow up with a Melody like that. It makes them think, and they might not let things go through that they shouldn't, and by the time they can negate it, you have your Infinity out, you stop it, and then you continue off to do this. And in today's game, this is actually a pretty solid board. It's not the best, it's not unbreakable, but Hope Harbinger, Infinity, Ash, and no extra deck is no joke. Let's get on to the next ones. So here we see we are playing Parallel Exceed 2. Like I said, this turned into more of a Link/rank 8 engine than it did just Blue Eyes. You'll see the entire list here in a little while. So once again, just showing you the things the deck can do. Being able to put out Infinity and get the Buster Lock is bread and butter for the deck. And again, it's nothing super special or spectacular, but no extra deck with a negate, that's not a bad board. Now, would I take this deck to a regional? No, I wouldn't, but I'll play it online. I'll play it at locals for sure, and have no regrets whatsoever. So it's really nice when you have like your Melody and one of your level 8 dragons, because then you just search out the other two being the alternative and the Levianeer, so you can special your alternative. Keeping in mind too, it does come up once in a while for Union Carrier. You don't need same type, it's type or attribute. So now here we can go into our Union Carrier using our core and our alternative, and then Levianeer can bring alternative back, and then you get your lock that way. Just another option the deck has. One last test hand here for you guys, and then we'll get to the deck profile, followed by some actual duels that we played and had some fun doing it. Actually played out a lot better than I had expected and did a lot better than expected, so that's always a good thing. Keeping in mind there too, like I said, the extra deck lock, but it's a dragon, so even if you just get your alternative out or something like that, you can still equip it. So here now you can see the deck list, and we'll talk about all the cards, ratios, everything like that, and dive on into it further. One Cyber Dragon. The deck's already less consistent than pure, so we want to make it as consistent as possible, so getting rid of the dupes and the extra Cyber Dragons helps tremendously. 3 core because it's still our starter, still our normal summon, still what you want to go through. 2 hers because, like you saw in the video, we pitch Blue Eyes a lot too for our Galaxy Soldier, and it's just not quite as needed as before. I do like 3 because when you open it with Melody, it combos off really, really well, but after incorporating the dangers, between Naxter and Hertz, there's room for 4 slots, and I felt 2 and 2 worked out a lot better for me than 3 and 1 did, and I actually used the second Naxter quite a bit, so I guess that's where the Naxter ratios come into play as well. 3 Galaxy Soldier, we want to see it, we want to open it, we want to get to it all the time. 2 Blue Eyes, we're playing 3 Melodies, so we don't want to run up, we want to try and be able to resolve 2 of these. So 2 Blue Eyes, 1 alternative, and 1 Leveneer, so we can resolve 2 of them. They are up 2, so technically you could resolve all of them, but if you're searching 1 when you could search 2, you're doing something wrong in the first place. Alternative obviously needs to be able to special summon if you have Blue Eyes in your hand as well. It's the one I search out the least because it's just the least impactful, because if you search out Blue Eyes and Leveneer, like you saw in the video, Leveneer can revive your Blue Eyes. If you search out these 2 and you discard that as fodder, you can't special summon it from the graveyard because it was not first special summoned by your hand, and that's why I search out Blue Eyes. Leveneer, really good in the deck. Tempted to play Cyberload, probably should play Cyberload, especially since Leveneer fuels it so easily, but even when I was playing it, I still found myself never searching it, even after banishing with Leveneer. It was always a win more card, and not a I need this card to win. So we go triple parallel Exceed too. We were playing trade in for a while, so before anyone mentions that as draw power, since you're playing 10 level 8s, because Exceed is a level 8 in your hand and will negate it on the field, or revived off Leveneer, keep that in mind. I was playing trade in, but I decided to not. Why would I cut cards out that I want in my hand to put draw cards in so I maybe draw them? I get the draw cards could hit anything, but I just feel like that's my main logic for that. 2 Bigfoot, 1 Thunderbird. For, like I said, we're going second. The destruction is really nice. You can discard them with Naxter too. You can discard them with Melody and plus that way, similar to Hertz. And just face-up cards, set cards, you want them both. We do blind second, but if we get force first for some odd reason, we have the 1 Dragon Buster, the Destruction Sword. It would be very easy if someone, say, would choose to play it a little differently and put this card in the side deck and main deck that 1 copy of Cyberload Fusion. It would not be a bad idea because, let's be honest, if you're going second especially, this card's kind of dead. 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Nibiru, and we see 3 Impermanence for our 9 hand traps of choice. I feel like most decks nowadays, you really need 9 hand traps, especially if you're going second. Otherwise, you're just not going to be able to slow down the combo decks of today's game. 3 Cyber Emergency, 1 Repair Plant, 1 Overload Fusion, and the triple Melody. So this may be a little redundant how I say playing Machine Duplication is bricky and not calling Machine Dupe the brick, but the Cyber Dragons are late game dead dupe, stuff like that. And then throwing this Blue Eyes engine in here, which, like I said, pure is more consistent. This is a fun build. This is a local build. This is a build that shouldn't work, but it works for some odd reason. And it's Blue Eyes, Cyber Dragon, mashed together. What's not to love about that? 1 Cybernetic Overflow. Extra deck, we got room for 2 Mega Fleets and 1 Fortress still. You could cut the Fortress because we're not playing Jizukiru, and I guess that wouldn't be a bad idea. You could throw in another rank 8 or something if you would choose, or if you're going to play that Cyberload, throw a second Rampage Dragon in, playing the 1 Rampage because we just have the 1 Fusion spell, 1 Nova, 1 Infinity, And then our rank 8s, we have Dingirsu, because going second, it's a great rank 8 to have, especially if, say, you open one of these three, your melody, the rest of your play, the whole shebang. Special summon your alternative, pop a card. You get like your dangers or your mega fleet. Get a dark in the graveyard that way, one way, and use Levenier's effect to pop 2 more cards on the field. You just pop 3 cards, and then you can overlay them into Dingirsu and send a 4th card. It's just really nutty, the things this deck can do at times. 1 Hope Harbinger, more often than not, this is the card I go into going first over Photon Lord. This gives you another monster negate, whereas this is a spell negate. The big reason I choose Hope Harbinger 99% of the time, it's actually probably closer to like 85%, but the reason we choose Hope Harbinger is because we can equip the Dragon Buster Destruction Sword to it. So say, even versus a deck like Adamancipator, where they don't need any spells, but they have monster effects, I'm still going to put out Hope Harbinger as long as I can get the carrier as well, because locking them out of their extra deck is far more impactful than that 1 monster negate. Another card that could definitely get swapped out for something, but it's come up a couple times that I wanted it. 1 Almirage. Most recent addition was Lin Karibo, because there was times where the hand just really was kind of awkward and not super playable, but had we had Lin Karibo, we would have still been able to make a small board and lock them out of the extra deck, which in today's game, some decks, that's good enough, you win. 1 Seeger, 1 Verde, because we still like to OTK, we have the cards we need to do so with Cyber Dragons. Union Carrier, really easy for the deck to make, because we're just spitting out a bunch of, well, lights and machines for the most part, and then we also have dark monsters that we can equip it to. Link climbing into Access Code Talker, like a follow-up play, hasn't come up too much, but it does come up here and there. Really good. Between this and Boral Sword, I went with Access Code because your opponent can't respond to any of it, so I feel like it is the better of the two. Hopefully, I know I talked a little fast. Hopefully I described why I play what and did it well enough, but if not, let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget, guys, too, we should have mentioned it sooner because I know most of you guys tune out by this point. July 4th is coming really quick. We still need 152 subscribers to get that machine duplication giveaway. So if you're watching, share this with your friends, pass it around, and let's get to that 1,000 sub mark, because believe it or not, we do like to give away free stuff and make everybody happy. So enjoy these replays, guys. First replay we have here, it was a game 1. He won the die roll and decided to go first. So let's just quickly get into it. Set 1, pass. At the time, not really sure what to think, but we see obviously the Effect Veiler, the Nibiru, the Impermanence, and the Phantasme, and he's playing at Ignisters. We actually had a really good hand, though. We had Nibiru in case we need it. We had Core, we had our Melody, we had Blue Eyes, and we had an OG, so we got 2 lights here. And obviously you don't need our Nibiru the way it plays out, but anyway, just kind of going through the ringer here now with our combo, similar to the video before. Just trying to make our repair plant live. You could have, and we're only playing 1 Cyber Dragon, so if you pitched your Hertz, you're not plussing off of it. You could revive it later in combo, and then like when you send your Hertz and Core to the graveyard. Actually, I think that's what we do, so before I get too far ahead of myself, yeah, okay, so that's what we do end up doing. We don't use Hertz's effect there because, well, we had a plan at least in place to get our Core back to our hand. So we get hit by Nibiru, and then we just lose, right? Except we don't. We get our Rampage out, and we have a really big rock, if you didn't see that in the middle of the field. And then we try to pop his card with Rampage, and he Effect Veilers it, but we have Levenier in hand too, so we banish 3 to special summon it, try to bring back a card, and then Impermanence. So we didn't really do anything super crazy or important, and like a true meta deck would 2 cards in a draw still be able to do stuff more than likely. But Nibiru, Imperm, and Veiler, and we still end with a big rock, Levenier, and our Rampage. We could have went into Union Carrier with our 2 darks, but that really would not have helped too much now, would it have? The next video we have, we're going to pause because it's not going to load for us. Small bugs on EDO Pro. This was game 2 versus the same player. We ended up opening pretty good for going second. 2 of our dangers let our exceed, melody, and overflow. There's really nothing to do going first. We just set that, and if they pop it, we can actually get our search off, so we would plus that way. I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sure what adding nisters do still, even after playing them. I was kind of busy, not really paying attention. And then yeah, so here he knew it was overflow, and I mean, if I had Cyber Dragon in hand, I could have popped a card. But otherwise, if he pops it with Access Code Talker, I'm going to get a free search off of it. So he probably played it the smarter way of doing it that way. Bigfoot revealing Bigfoot. There, we get rid of that. Thunderbird, now we got rid of that. And just putting out bodies. We happen to draw into our core, which is crazy. And then doing all of this because we can, and now we OTK'd him. So that was a fun one. Wait for EDO Pro here. We got a couple more. This one was versus Guru, and I'm going to be 100% sure. I don't exactly remember how it all played out, but I know we won. Ashen and Perm, so again, 2 hand traps, but this was a game 2. I knew it was Guru already, that's why I went into my Seeger, because, I mean, he happened to open it, but Umastrix is really their only out to a Seeger, because otherwise you just keep boosting it. So Guru set 2, at least we had our Imperm for it. We drew into another one actually. Sets that, there can be only one. I'm perfectly fine playing under there can be only one. I'll actually upload my video if I can find it. It may have been before Dueling Book reset actually, versus super grindy Sky Striker matchup where I played under There Can Be Only One and Mystic Mine for almost the entire game, and we still came away with the win. But There Can Be Only One, that card doesn't scare me or bother me whatsoever. It's easy for us to play under it, contrary to popular belief. So here now too, since we had 2 of them, it's worth wasting 2 of them, quote wasting, because now since we negated it at its activation, due to the column effect, it actually goes to the graveyard and we get rid of it that way. Here we're going to end up going for our Hertz just so we can start recycling it and trying to buy time. By recycling it, I mean if you have a Hertz in the graveyard, you can just Hertz for Hertz for Hertz and keep doing it. Just picking our punches and doing what we can while we can. Hertz, we get our Naxter back, trying to plan ahead for our move. Or here's where we get the Hertz to just keep recycling it. So he gets rid of that, but then we can just special summon just to get another body on board to help make sure we don't just lose here shortly. I forget exactly how many turns this goes, but like I said, we stick it out and it works out in our favor. Obviously we don't know at the time. Here's where things start moving. The one super poly and then another There Can Be Only One. So we do that. Now he super polys us, but now we can go into our core and continue doing a whole bunch of different stuff. Too bad it's mandatory to make it a level 4, because otherwise we would have been able to go into our Dengirsu, but we basically blew up his entire field. We had known he had 1 in hand, we weren't sure what it was, but worked out rather well for us. And I believe the next turn is the final turn. Okay, or he just surrenders. So there is that one. That was a really grindy game. The deck actually did a lot better in the grind than I expected. This was game 1 of 2. I do not have game 2 saved. But we did 2-0 this Grand Maju player. So I guess just to show you guys why we did it in this order. Come on back, here we go. So obviously we could make our Infinity first, but we pitch one summon our soldier. Now we got 2 Bigfoots and 1 light in hand. There's a decent chance that even if we reveal both Bigfoots, we hit them both. And I wanted, because this is game 1, not knowing what it was, I wanted to increase my chances of putting a dark on board. And no matter what I hit, I was going to be okay, because if I hit Naxter, fine. If I hit soldier, fine. Naxter do the same thing. And then Naxter can revive that one, and that's why it doesn't matter, because Union Carrier is a machine, and we've revived her so we can attach it to get our Naxter or core back later. So the extra deck thing ended up not mattering as it would turn out, so that kind of sucked. But yes, we go through it here. Relatively weak Grand Maju, so we're not too worried about it yet. Dangers are just so good, especially in this build. And then we equipped his Grand Maju. Not quite enough for game, but we do a little planning ahead and almost swing for game. Definitely don't want that going off. Inferno Tempest, really good card. Crazy. Not too many play it though, because it's really good when it goes off, I guess we'll put it that way. And then here we see him not be able to do anything because Allure of Darkness, last ditch effort. One final replay for you guys. This guy got super salty towards the end too. I won the die roll, opted to go second, but had we gone first, we would have been able to end with our Hope Harbinger, Infinity, and extra deck lock. So just another fun hand that we could do that with. I love seeing Core Extender exceed Leveneer, and then when you draw into Galaxy Soldier like this, it's just ridiculous. Negating Emergency's activation. Don't do that, guys. Don't do that. Didn't need that card anyway, so we'll just continue going through. Now is when he started typing some not so nice things and being a little rude, so I was giving it back to him. Good thing the replays don't show all that, because I trolled him pretty hard. And right here is when he lost and really started going off, and I thought for sure he was going to quit, but he did not. And then we can also bring out our Rampage. So normally I would just attack the fastest way possible and make it over with, but since he wanted to cry and complain about it, I attacked with everything. Hopefully you guys like the deck, and see you next time.